Why successful people don't waste time is one of the biggest secrets behind achievement, wealth, and influence. When you look at entrepreneurs, billionaires, athletes, leaders, and creators, you will notice one common factor: they treat time as the most valuable resource they have, because while money can be lost and earned again, time can never be recovered. Every single person on this planet, rich or poor, has the same 24 hours in a day, but the way they use those hours determines the quality of their life. Most people waste time on distractions, procrastination, overthinking, scrolling endlessly on social media, gossiping, or doing tasks that do not really matter. But successful people guard their time like treasure. They understand that once a moment passes, it is gone forever, so they focus their energy on what actually creates results, growth, and meaning. The difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people is not talent or intelligence, it is how they value time. Think about it: if you spend your day reacting to every notification, watching hours of television, or doing things that do not align with your goals, you are giving away your life to activities that bring no return. But successful people do the opposite. They plan their time with intention. They wake up with clarity. They know what tasks bring the biggest impact, and they put their energy there first. They do not waste hours on things that don't matter, because they know those hours could be invested in learning, growing, building relationships, or creating opportunities. One reason successful people don't waste time is because they understand the power of opportunity cost. Opportunity cost means that every time you say yes to one activity, you are saying no to another. So if you say yes to scrolling on your phone for 3 hours, you are saying no to reading books, exercising, learning a new skill, or building your future. And successful people are deeply aware of this concept. They know every yes must be intentional and every no must protect their priorities. Another reason they don't waste time is because they have clear goals. People who lack goals wander aimlessly and waste hours without noticing, but people who have a strong vision and clear goals are naturally more focused. If you know exactly what you want, you don't have time for distractions, because every minute counts towards your dream. This is why goal setting is such an important habit of high achievers. They create a map for their life, and every decision about time goes through that filter. Does this activity take me closer to my goals? If not, it is eliminated or delegated. Successful people also practice discipline and routines. They wake up early, they follow morning rituals, they schedule their day with structure, and they create habits that reduce decision fatigue. When you live with discipline, you no longer rely on motivation or moods to get things done. You simply follow your system, and that system prevents wasted time. They know that energy and willpower are limited resources, so they design their environment to help them stay focused. They keep their phones away during work. They surround themselves with people who push them forward, and they cut out negativity or gossip, because all of that is wasted energy. Another powerful reason successful people don't waste time is because they value learning. They know that time invested in reading books, listening to podcasts, attending seminars, or seeking mentors is never wasted, because it compounds into knowledge and skills that make them more effective. Most people spend time entertaining themselves. Successful people spend time educating themselves, and that education becomes their competitive advantage. Successful people also master the art of saying no. This is one of the hardest skills for average people. Because we want to please others, we don't want to disappoint anyone, so we say yes to every meeting, every party, every favor, but in doing so we waste hours on things that don't align with our priorities. Successful people are not afraid to say no because they understand that every no protects their focus and allows them to say yes to something more important. Steve Jobs once said focus is about saying no, and that is why Apple became such a great company, by focusing only on what truly mattered. Another key reason successful people don't waste time is because they delegate and outsource tasks. They know that they cannot do everything themselves, and if they try they will waste energy on low-value activities, so they focus on the 20% of tasks that bring 80% of the results, and they delegate the rest. If their time is worth $100 an hour, they don't waste it doing $10 tasks. They hire someone else to do it while they focus on the big picture. This mindset shift is why they grow faster than others. They also understand the importance of rest and recovery. Many people think being successful means working non-stop, but that leads to burnout and wasted energy. Successful people use their time wisely by balancing work with rest. They schedule breaks, vacations, exercise, and sleep because they know that recharging makes them more productive in the long run. When they work deeply with focus. When they rest completely without guilt. This balance allows them to sustain high performance for years while others burn out quickly. Successful people don't waste time because they measure it. They track their habits, they review their days and weeks, and they analyze where their time is going. Just like a business tracks money, they track hours and activities, because you cannot improve what you don't measure. When they notice wasted time, they adjust their habits, they remove distractions, and they optimize their schedule over and over again. This continuous improvement mindset makes them sharper with every passing year, and soon their progress looks exponential while others remain stuck. The mindset of successful people is that time is life. Wasting time means wasting life. Every moment you spend without intention is a piece of your life you will never get back. They live with urgency, not in a stressful way but in a purposeful way. They know tomorrow is not guaranteed, so they make today count. When they sit with family, they are present. When they work on a project, they give full focus. When they learn, they dive deep because they don't want to look back with regret. Successful people also surround themselves with other successful people, and that saves time too, because you become like the people you spend time with. If your circle wastes time, you will too, but if your circle values growth and focus, you naturally adopt the same habits. High achievers build networks of people who push them to be better, and that environment eliminates wasted hours on negativity, drama, or meaningless activities. So if you want to learn from them and stop wasting time daily, the first step is to become aware of where your time goes. Track your activities for 1 week. Write down how much time you spend on work, social media, entertainment, study, or fitness, and you will be shocked at how much of your life disappears into meaningless activities. Once you see the truth, you can begin cutting them out. The next step is to set clear goals. Know exactly what you want in life and use that as your filter. Then practice the discipline of scheduling your days. Plan your hours in advance. Use techniques like time blocking or Pomodoro to stay on track. Remove distractions from your environment. Delegate low-value tasks, and most importantly, learn to say no. Remind yourself that every minute counts. And your future depends on how you use your present. Successful people don't waste time because they know it is the most valuable resource they have, and if you want to join them, you must start treating your time with the same respect. Invest it in growth, learning, meaningful relationships, and purposeful action, and one day you will look back with pride instead of regret, because the way you spend your time is the way you spend your life.